do something to start off with. I'm not the type of person to take big risks, so say that, but I know that in order for me to reach a place that I want to be, I have to start somewhere. So I was there and I was like, this is something that I always want to do. Yes, I can be goofy at times, but one of my passions is to inspire people, and it's beautiful when I can use my life as a inspiration to others. Not in all cases, but in some cases I'm able to say, okay, this is what happened to me and this is where I am now. So it's not the case that I am boasting or anything like that, but I have no problem in sharing my failure in order for somebody to realize that failing is not the end of it. And they're like, hey, failure is just the beginning of success. And I also believe that with that, or to a great extent, like, hey, like, failure is not saying that you cannot or you should not. It's just a case that it's saying you need to try harder. And that's one thing, is it's important that we don't compare ourselves to others, because everyone is blessed differently, everyone is gifted differently. However, we can use people as inspiration. So what is this channel about? The first thing is about faith. I want to share my journey with God and how I grow, things that I face, because no man is an island, no man stands alone. So it's not easy, but when you have people around you, it makes the burden a little bit lighter. At the end of the day, you still have to pass your test, so it's like you're in a study group. Yes, person will contribute their opinion to a question, but at the end of the day, when you're doing your exam, you have to do it alone. So that's our faith is. People are supposed to be around us to help us, but at the end of the day, we have to take our tests by ourselves with what we have learned from people around us. So that's the first thing, is that my channel is about faith and experience, things that I have experienced and things that I've gone through, and comparing to where my life is and where my life is now, I can say, okay, this happened, there was a difference, and I see where God showed up, and I see where I was the one struggling with disbelief. I see where I was the one not doing what I was supposed to do, not spending time in the word or doing anything like. So definitely I want to share my faith, and one thing I tell people is that whatever I want, whatever I do, I want it to be able to have a meaning. So even if I'm just doing my hair, it should have a meaning at the end of the day. So that's the first thing. My channel is about faith. The second thing that my channel is about is motivation. As I say, I want to be a life coach, a public speaker, and I like encouraging people. That's one of the reasons why I choose the road that I am in, the road, like becoming a counselor, to be exact, studying to be a pastoral counselor, marriage and family. Like, I am big on that aspect where I want to help families and I want to help marriages, allowing God to use me as a medium. So motivation is like, I like motivating people. I like, because I realize that sometimes when I'm motivating others, I end up motivating myself. So I'm like, hey, you need to be strong and all those stuff, and I'm speaking into people's life. But at the same time, it's like God is saying, yes, that's what I'm telling you, that's what I'm telling my child, you have to trust me. So that's one of the reasons why I like motivating. And ends my Thursday talk is like, okay, I want to tell you about things that I've been through and how I overcome them, things that I'm going through and why it's a little bit harder, but I know that I will overcome. The third thing is about beauty. Like, one thing, beauty is not just the outward appearance, but also the inward appearance. And I believe that everyone is beautiful inward. Inward, you do have people who sometimes, but I believe that self-care and all those stuff. So yeah, we're not here to criticize who somebody who wears makeup or somebody who doesn't. I love people who is strong and who likes to embrace how they look. Also, I do admire people who do makeup when they do it, you're like, wow, that is flawless. So it's not about judging or anything like that, but it's the end of the day, like being, you know, beauty, what can help you to be better. So not just working on the outward beauty, but also inward. So mentally, spiritually, like those are things that also helps you to be beautiful. So that's something that I'll definitely want people to see, not just by talking or telling you that okay, this is this, but living the walk, living the talk. You know, I'm walking the talk. Yeah, that's walking the talk. So that's one thing. And the last thing is about lifestyle. Like, I'm at a point in my life where I am eager to learn stuff. So I personally at one point would not comb my hair, in a sense where I'm like, you have people who do that, so why don't I go and pay somebody to comb my hair? And I found myself actually wanting to learn how to, and I'm like, who is that girl? What's happening to that girl? So yes, so definitely I realized that I find myself wanting to learn, and I do check out other YouTube person. This girl, the chick natural, like she's someone that and then there's another African girl, I don't know exactly her name, but I'll definitely like leave it somewhere, where she does natural hair. But I'm like, also I'm looking for people who, I look at people who do their hair at a minimum cost. So if I'm going to do something and it's going to cost me more than the salon, why not just go? But I am definitely enjoying learning how to do my own hair. Another thing that I found myself very interested in is nails. So you see me like, how to do this, how to do that. Like, I'm not opening up a salon, but if I reach a point, baby. So I am definitely at that point, learning about those stuff, self-care, like skincare. Like, ooh, when I look at my natural skin and I'm like, yes, those are things that, you know, get me excited. And as I say, nails and this next, like food. I'm a Jamaican girl, so food has to be in there somewhere. So I'm also finding myself wanting to learn to do stuff and to share it with others. And I'm like, at one point I would not want to cook. I'm like, and now I find myself loving that. So that's basically a summary of what my channel is about. It's about me like showing you where I started off and where I'm. So it's like you're coming with me along the journey and showing you that it is possible. So as I said, I did these braids. They weren't perfect, but they were wearable. And the next time, and I'm going to improve. So I want you to improve on whatever you are passionate about, whatever you want to. Just work at it. It does not happen overnight. Some people, but some of us has to work in order to gain those skills or those attitude, those attribute. And remember, we're like, as I said before, habits. In order for you to create a good attitude habit, you have to practice. A bad one comes like just a click of the finger, but a good habit takes time to develop. So I'm like, this is me, you know, becoming the best version of myself. I know I am a masterpiece and you are a masterpiece, but in order for us to create a masterpiece or allow God, is that we have to allow God to use us, and we have to work at it daily. Anyway guys, that's just, as I said, just a summary of what this channel is about, what Tamika Style is about, what Totally Mika is about. Yes, anyway guys, thank you guys for watching, and as I always say, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe, and leave a comment below, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.